Welcome in, welcome back for a first ever edition of what we're tentatively calling Skyy Response. Now, we've tried this format previously. I think I called it something super long, like responding to your comments or something. Insert the thumbnail here. And it was pretty well received, again, relative to, the size of my channel and the viewership that I have. But one thing about it is that because I don't have any editors, I do all this myself. I also have to balance a job, balance family stuff. That actually takes a lot of effort to actually edit and put together. And I was in the middle of trying to put this together. Actually, I've been in the middle of trying to put another one together for 2 weeks now. And I decided, you know what the heck? I'm not going to do that anymore because it's too much effort and then I end up just not putting out the content. So the long story short is going forward, we're going to test out this format where I will take one video at a time rather than multiple videos and answer some of the big themes that are coming out of the comment sections or just generally how people are responding, and then I'm going to respond back. And so again, this is a part of the channel's overall goal of having a lot of really good conversation. Obviously, we ignore the trolls, so if you were looking for me to respond to trolls in these, not gonna happen. But again, I would like to address some of the larger themes that are coming out of a recent video. So let's get to it. The video in question for today is avoid these LFGs. Again, in the lead up to season 22 in the August showcase, I put out a video, and again, it was a video I wanted to put out a long time ago, but I made it overly intensive, and so I just took a bunch of the context out of it and shortened it down, and I put it out. Ended up originally was going to be 30 minutes, and then I cut a whole bunch of stuff out, and now the final version that I uploaded was about 6 minutes. And generally, I was just trying to offer up some key things to look out for when LFG posts go up. Again, we know we have the Destiny 2 companion app. There is the Destiny 2 Discord, unofficial Discord. There's a lot of different ways that you can LFG. Obviously, PlayStation, Xbox, all those different ways you can LFG. But generally, I wanted to hit on the broad themes of what you'll see across those areas, since I've been in most of those different spaces doing LFGs, while also not getting too in the weeds, knowing that the fact that there's 1,001 different contexts for LFGs. So with that, one of the first things that came up, and I guess I'd label it as a problem, but I guess I don't know why people had a problem, but a lot of y'all, and I mean a lot of y'all, some of y'all were literally writing dissertations in the comment section, but a lot of y'all had a lot of feelings about me saying or kick. And that was actually, I think, one of the first things I outlined in the video is you should avoid all LFGs, and I stand by that. That's not going to change in this respond. I stand by that. But you should avoid all LFGs that say or kick. Now, there were some people who I read but I didn't get a chance to respond to, who kind of did offer some additional perspective on it, which part of which I agree, part of which I still disagree. But overall, I think a lot of people, your reading comprehension just was not activated. You didn't switch on that button today, because a lot of people took what I said about or kick. Literally, the chapter title is or kick. I never said know what to do or kick. I just said or kick. But a lot of y'all just literally just went for the jugular and just what are you talking about? You can't join, or you shouldn't join, LFGs that have know what to do. Baby boo, I never said that. I never said you shouldn't join an LFG that has know what to do in it. What I did, and I even offered an example later in the video showing you an example of what I think could be a more positive take on saying, hey, we want people to join our LFG who have experience. What I was saying is that people who are using XYZ title plus or kick, that's when it becomes an issue to me, because again, I've been playing this game for almost 8 years across console as well as PC. And the fact is, it's been the same. It's been the same experience that people who put that in that, whether I actually knew the activity or not, I can have 50 clears of a dungeon or whatever and join an or kick type LFG post and still be met with literal just toxic behavior. And so for me, knowing that my channel is geared towards game reviews, social commentary, new lights, returning players, that's the people I'm trying to reach with my content. If you're a super OP veteran, D1 beta tester, you know everyone at Bungie by first name, good for you. My channel is probably not for you. And go forth and be fruitful and go and do all the know what to do LFGs. But that's not the majority of the player base. The majority of the player base are more casual players. And a part of that for me in terms of protecting or at least what I think could help protect people from bad experiences, is joining those posts with or kick. Now, again, if you want to join a know what to do group, I think there are ways to go about it and be able to say like, hey, I'm just trying to get this activity done. I'm trying to, like there's different ways to go through it without using slurs, without saying, or kick. There's other ways to go about it. But again, if you want to use or kick in your title and that's your philosophy of life and that's how you go forth, I can't change you. But what I can offer is that more often than not, that not only deters people from the game that we love and want hopefully to last for a long time, but also more often than not creates a standard, creates an expectation that people can't fail, that people can't mess up. And the fact is, like, I can go into a raid I've done 1,000 times or a dungeon I've done 1,000 times and actually legitimately, know what to do. But the fact is, sometimes I'm having an off day. Maybe it was a bad day at work. Maybe something with my family came up and my mind's not in it. But I still want to game. I still want to take my mind off things. It's the fact that, like, it sets the expectation more often than not. Only Siths deal in absolutes. You see, I'm not saying always or never. I'm saying most of the time, from my experience. Those are the words I keep saying over and over. That's been the experience, that when you have or kick in the title, not criticizing know what to do, that's a different topic, but or kick, yes, I stand firm that that's just not positive. I don't think it's helpful to the community, and I think there are literally tons of other ways that you can actually engage with the game if you're truly just trying to have a good time and hang with other Guardians. The second big thing that I'm going to talk about for today, and also the final thing, is that y'all like literally lost your minds about the have mic situation. So again, I was recording it, and again, before, as I said, it was probably like a 36 the original version of this video was like 36 minutes, 36 minutes, something like that. And I cut it down to just the 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes or whatever for the content. So also know for context, like there's a lot of additional detail I could have put in here, but again, I just wanted to like narrow it down. And again, if you all want a longer video, and again, the response to this video is pretty good, I can definitely like pull that longer video back together and, trying to add some additional context. But ultimately, y'all went wild in the comment section about the have mic requirement. I'm not going to like screenshot and like put up on the screen any of the comments that folks had, because like y'all were just like, that literally was just, if you were doing dissertations on the first one, y'all were doing two double I don't even know how to classify it. Y'all literally were writing up some IKEA manuals in the comment section about it. And you know what? While I understand the majority of what a lot of folks are going to say about the topic, again, I won't say everyone, but a lot of folks were more than likely saying that like, hey, we definitely understand like text channel, we definitely understand there's other ways to communicate, but ultimately like having a mic is just like an easier way to communicate. And again, I'd still, I'm willing to like budge and be flexible on the people who are being more civil and practical about it. Trying to offer that perspective is like, hey, how else am I supposed to explain the planet's encounter if you don't have a mic, right? The people who are like, you are straight up stupid. This is, those people who are just like, you have to have a mic or else you're just not playing Destiny right. Those people, shut up and sit down. And honestly, I really don't care, because like, again, it goes back to what I said in the no mic conversation. If you really want to know my opinion, again, I'm not going to repeat it here. I said it very detailed in that video. Go watch that video. But yeah, like there's just so many different ways that people live their lives and engage with the world, and expecting that everyone's going to know all the right ways to communicate or just be able to like say that, like, again, not everybody understands how best to like show up and actually do good comms. Anybody can pick up a mic and just be like, I'm in this direction doing this thing, but it takes another level of like skills and training and time and dedication to be in a space, especially when we're talking about in game, to like know the different call outs, say very clear, succinct, short call outs that actually give a lot of definition and comprehension to the situation that you're in. You're saying things in advance to make sure that like you're not waiting till you're dead to make a call out, that all the different things, right? And a lot of pressure comes with that. And so for people to be in a mindset where it's just like, you are so silly for even saying that people shouldn't have a mic. I'm just not going to deal with you. I'm really not going to engage with you in any discussion. So it is what it is. But the people who were more civil, and again, I do like to actually get into the comment section and respond to folks. I do appreciate the perspective of like folks trying to articulate like, hey, I actually was with my friend, and I was bringing my friend through this raid. I was bringing my friend through this dungeon, and the only way we cleared it was because we had mics, or other situations like that. And for me, I think that's perfectly valid. I think that is a great, experience, a great example for you to offer. What I'm trying to come from the perspective with is that isn't always the best case scenario or even a realistic scenario for everyone. And so for me, I still stand by the fact that have mic for me is still a flag. It's a red flag. Even if some people want to say, well, maybe it's not a red flag, it's an orange flag. Sure, again, I'm willing to be flexible in that regard, but to say that explicitly you have to have a mic in order to enjoy, let alone be proficient at this game, I think is categorically false. Not just from my experience, but literally you can go on the Destiny 2 Reddit thread, you can go on other, just look it up on YouTube. There are tons of different ways that people have been extremely successful. Even people who are doing trio, again, 3 Guardian raid attempts flawless with, all the challenges. They're not even fully like doing conversations. They don't have a lot of call outs. And in some cases, they don't do call outs at all. So again, there is a level of proficiency that you can get in the game without having a mic. I will budge and be flexible and say like, yes, mic can be advantageous in certain situations, but I definitely still hold firm on my heart line that you don't need a mic. Again, emphasis on need. Let's get that reading comprehension and that listening comprehension in. The emphasis on need, I still don't believe you need a mic to be proficient at this game, especially when we have people of different ability statuses, people who have social anxiety. There's just a number of different ways that people show up in the world, and for you to at least take the step to, again, be open to the option that someone's not on mic. Again, it's different if someone's not on mic, not being responsive, not using the text channel. I'm not talking about that. And please stop bringing that up in the comment section, because that's literally a straw man argument. It's a terrible arguing point to come out for this discussion. But I will say, in the cases that there are people with social anxiety, people with different ability statuses, people may have just loud roommates, right? There's, and again, people have like terrible mics. There's so many different options, right? Again, watch the no mic video if you really want my full context on it. And I'm still folding firm. I'll be flexible on the, like, there are situations where having a mic is good, but saying that you have to have a mic to play this game is utter foolishness, flat out. Overall, I'm actually really encouraged by a lot of the conversation. I'd say like 80% of the conversation that was happening in the comment section. I think we've come a long way from like my original videos that I did at the start of the channel last year, where it was just a lot of toxicity and people were just trying to make hot takes. Where now we're growing our community of people who are actually more invested in actually having good conversations. And I feel like we're kind of in a better place of like 70% people who are actually like listening to the words I'm saying and actually having good conversations with me as well as other people in the chat, and 30% trolls. I don't know if we'll ever fully get rid of trolls, but it is what it is. But these were the 2 main themes that got brought up in the video, Avoid These LFGs, that I thought were really good conversation points. Ultimately, I think it's going to be dealer's choice. But again, in the context of what this channel is geared towards and who it's geared towards, in terms of we're not geared toward the ultimate plus ultra alpha male beta testers. They know everyone at Bungie, D1, D2 vets. That's not who this channel is for. This channel is more open for more casual folks, as well as folks who are just trying to find positive ways to engage in the game. So I think for that community, these things that I offer in the video ultimately still hold true, but I really do appreciate the conversations like what folks had offered civilly around have mic, also what people had offered about the opportunity to, really think a little bit more intentionally about know what to do. Again, as I say all the time, I legitimately read the comment sections. Again, if you're just trolling, I'm not gonna respond back. And if you're just being like racist or saying something vulgar, I just straight up delete it. But I really do appreciate people who actually are able to have civil conversations. And even if we land in a place where it's like agree to disagree, I think conversations like we're having right now and the avoid these LFGs discussion to me are like really important, conversations to be having. So definitely continue to engage with each other in the comment section. When I have more time, you'll definitely start to see my replies start to come up in those dissertations that people have been writing. But in the meantime, definitely like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. This is the type of content that you're going to get from the channel, and really invite people to come in, have good conversations. And again, these are your fellow guardians. These are people that you can potentially, find your best friend for the next 10 years, right? Or for the next, part of your life. This is an opportunity to actually engage with people on a human level, and really always appreciate when folks, not only the views, those are nice, being transparent, but also I really, really appreciate when folks are getting into some healthy debate and conversation, because ultimately that's what I'm trying to do with you all, is have that space. So thank you for this. I'm going to try this format. We won't have so much like intro context in the future, but I'm going to try this format in the future because it's a little bit quicker. And if you all like this, definitely let me know in the comment sections. And also, again, definitely run up those comments on the Avoid These LFGs video as well, if you want to be a part of that discussion over there. Thank you. And as always, looking forward to seeing y'all Starside. Peace.